First job,
It was incredible. It was
Working in craft service.
hosing down sidewalks where people had,
I wanted to quit, I think, daily, but I refused to allow myself to quit.
My first job was probably like a lot of other people's first jobs. I was a PA, and I learned that filmmaking could be very, very boring, and that it would start very early in the morning.
Working as a production assistant, I think I worked for $65 a day, 18-hour days, 6 days a week. I quickly realized that it was going to be a very long route from PA to director's chair, and I decided to go to graduate film school right away.
I was a PA to the costume designer, Kathy O'Rear. One of the most important things I learned was how to create a complete world. In order to create a world that's immersive, you have to build a real world. You cannot just concern yourself with the surface. Every detail that touches an actor's body, everything that's in a room, and even things like colognes and perfumes can have a very important impact on the emotional content of what's happening in the room and then what happens on camera.
First job in the film industry was Buena Vista Visual Effects at Disney Studios. It was their original visual effects facility. I started there in about '93, which is right when Jurassic Park came out. So I guess what I learned there was that I really wanted to work for ILM in the future.
Producing the Costume Designers Guild Awards 13 years ago. I had no idea that they collaborate with the director and craft who the character is through the costumes, and I fell in love with it. It was one of the best things that's ever happened to me.
I was lucky enough to be invited as an art department intern over at Sony. I would show up for work literally 2.5 hours early so I could stop at every stage and peek in where I could. Spielberg's Hook was just being assembled, and right after that, Coppola's Dracula. It was a magical sort of time for me.
During Parenthood, I was responsible for making the hand-squeezed orange juices. And I just would like to thank everybody who very patiently waited in line as a 7-year-old squeezed their orange juice, because I'm just most certain that I probably only was able to squeeze 2 cups in the course of 30 minutes. What I learned was just a sense of community within film and how amazing that is and how powerful it is and how it feels like an extension of being a part of a family.
I was cleaning out the sidewalk outside of the 14th Street Armory in New York. For the construction crew, they were building a set for Sidney Lumet's film. And the bonus is that when Sidney Lumet started shooting, all I had to do was observe him. So you learn something from every job.
I learned how much crazy talent has to come together to make a good movie, and it's sort of across the board. There's so many moving parts, and it's very humbling and thrilling to be on a set and see all of that happening.
Working in the costume shop, I was sorting buttons and spools of thread, and, well, I guess ultimately what I learned was everyone starts at the bottom and works their way up.